Hi, and welcome to Unity Reflect, how to export from Rhino to Reflect. We already covered how to install the Unity Reflect plugin. Now let's see what it looks like inside of Rhino. So I've opened up my Rhino application and I've brought in a neighborhood scene. So I have a bunch of buildings, vehicles, and so forth. Let's see how I can export this. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to the command line and we're going to start typing plugin manager. Oops. So you can see it already updates the letters for me, so I can click on Plugin Manager. It's going to open up a new window that shows me all the plugins inside of Rhino. So I'm going to scroll down and find Unity Reflect plugin. As you can see, it is loaded and it's enabled. So that's the first step. Awesome. Back to the command line, let's load up the user interface. So I'm going to start typing Reflect. And I want to go to the Reflect GUI or the GUI. And next you'll notice that it says Reflect GUI is hidden. So now what do you want to do? Hide it, show it, or toggle it? Let's click on Show. You could also just press Enter after typing in the word Show. Now it brings up the Unity Reflect GUI. So we have a few options here. Right, we can start and stop. That is if we have something that's already been exported and we're doing a sync. And we have export. You also notice that we have this double-sided global, which means if I want my export, let's say I have a wall or a series of walls that I'm only going to look from the outside and there is no B side on them. So there is only, a texture on one side. If I don't have double-sided clicked in, if I go inside of that building, it's going to be transparent. So I have to click on double-sided. Be aware that when you do click on double-sided, it's going to have a cost inside of Reflect. So if you do not need that, or you do have those B-sides in there, there's no need for double-sided. But if you do require it, then go ahead and click double-sided. So all I'm going to do is click Export. It's going to load up the Unity Reflect plugin. Make sure we log in, you're part of the correct organization, and that you've selected the correct workplace. I'm going to create a new project, and I'm just going to say, this is my city block, and I'm going to say create. Well, at this point, I've only created a project, but you'll notice it says no local publish history, meaning I have not exported anything to be part of this project. So let's go ahead and click Export. You'll notice that it's updating and letting me know that it is working on doing the export. Depending on the size of the file, it may take longer or shorter. Once the operation of export is complete, it'll say Export Operation Completed. So at this point, we can minimize our Rhino application and start up our Unity Reflect viewer. If you do not see your work, you might have to log in. So make sure that you have your pop-up blockers turned off because it does use a web token to do the login process. So let's click right here on my city block. And there you go. It starts streaming in all of the required assets. Depending on how large it is, it might take a little bit longer, but you can feel free to move around while it is working. Again, we could go into do a live stream if we wish, and we could sync that up. You can start doing your design review and working with others. Again, if you have any difficulties, reach out to us on our forums, and also be aware that we have plenty of documentation to help you through this process. Best of luck in your design review using Reflect and Rhino. Thank you.